So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Looks like I'm going to be first on the scene with some brand new information for you. Not an easy task because everybody and their mama's reporting on this stock, but what do you expect to happen when a stock makes a parabolic move? Well, everybody starts reporting on it because everybody wants the attention. So with that being said, could you consider giving that thumbs up button a little poke if you appreciate me being special and coming in first place? Thanks, I appreciate it. Now let's get started. Hey, what's going on? It's Pat from Top Ticker Trades. If you're new here and you want to learn how to use stocks and options to make your portfolio go parabolic, make sure you start now by subscribing and tapping that bell so you never miss an upload. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got some very fun stuff to talk about, and let me tell you why. We're going to be talking about some catalysts that have the potential to make this stock move quite a bit. We will be discussing all that later on in this video, but one of the first things I want to do is to remind you that here in about 5 days, Bionano should be back in compliance. Unless, of course, they start trading under $1 again, which would not be good. Once the compliance is actually official, it is possible that we start moving up again. But, and I do want you to be aware of this, it's also possible that we actually sell off a little bit from there. So my point here is be careful. But now I got to talk to you guys about something serious, and that's the FDA approval. So in last week's video, we talked about the FDA approval. And of course, we talked about Cathie Wood from ARK Invest buying Pack B, which is why everybody's speculating that Bionano could be next. Now, here's the deal with that. So one reason that everybody is currently thinking that Bionano is not being purchased, or at least the last time I saw videos on this topic from other YouTubers, they were speculating that Bionano is not being bought up by Cathie Wood because they don't have FDA approval, but Pack B does, and that was the difference. Now, we do have other differences that were discussed on other people's YouTube videos that we're also going to discuss here, because some of the information was not correct. Here's the deal with the FDA approval. It turns out that Pack B does not have FDA approval either. Now, I kind of looked into the FDA approval, and because Bionano is a de novo company, it's going to be a little different. Now, I'm still doing more research into this. These stocks are very complex. The technology is very complex, and it's hard to understand. It's taking me some time to really make sure that I get the information right, and I'm not just speculating, because I do have slightly a different outlook than other YouTubers do on this, on specific aspects of this company and how I perceive the information and what it means. So once I can make certain that I'm understanding this correctly, I will make an updated video. But my main thing here was to let you guys know that Pack B does not have FDA approval as well, which is very significant for us because it means that ARK Invest was willing to purchase this company, and not only purchase shares of this company, but it's also one of the biggest positions in one of her ETFs. So that tells us that she would have, or that ARK Invest rather, would have no problem purchasing Bionano stock. So that was my main point with that. But that's not to say that they will buy this company. But I can tell you that in my opinion, I see that being a possibility, and I do have a time frame that I expect this to happen in. If it is going to happen, I could be wrong. And another key point to make here, which is also the reason that I'm not willing to say anything just yet until I make sure that I understand everything properly, is just that the FDA process is a little different here. All right, hang in there, guys. Y'all are doing great. Just a couple more things to talk about, and I'm going to try to make it fast. So the next thing is something that's very possible, and I see this happening probably pretty soon, that no other YouTuber has mentioned yet. So let's talk about it. So as we see things with the Roni getting way worse than they were previously, and having a lot of uncertainty around whether these vaccines are going to work for it or not, you know, it becomes a question of, are we going to get locked down? Are we going to experience anything like we did that last March? Now, if this does happen, and seeing what we're seeing out of what's happening all around the world with new lockdowns and everything, I would say chances are pretty decent that it may happen again. And if it does, then this company is going to benefit tremendously, which means the share price will skyrocket. and for many reasons, which we're about to go over. I want to mention the significance of this alone and give you an idea of how it can affect the stock price. So just last year, when we were looking for a vaccine, we saw penny stocks such as Moderna and Invax absolutely skyrocket. We're talking about literally going from under $1 to over $100. In fact, close to $200 even. So if I had to describe what was going on, and I guess I kind of have to for this video, I would call it a gold rush. Every company was rushing in to get involved in some way. And every company is trying to get their piece of the gold, their piece of that action. I want to very quickly tell you about how Bionano is going to get a piece of that action. And it's actually going to do it legitimately. And then we can go into some more examples of companies from last time. But Bionano Saphyr, basically, which is their tool, has the capability to map structural variations in DNA that are known to cause disease and are tied to symptom severity. So essentially, it could be useful in predicting which Roni patients might experience lingering symptoms. The Saphyr is able to do this by identifying structure variations in an individual's DNA that could make them vulnerable to long-term cases of the virus. So going back to last time, here's what happened. We saw a lot of companies claiming that they were working on vaccines, but we also saw other plays develop, such as plays on companies that were manufacturing masks, providing testing kits, testing services, all of your major retailers that remained open, and of course, e-commerce giants even. So Forsyth Automotive was another play that's kind of an off the wall that you wouldn't expect to benefit off of this. This is a company that provides technology for autonomous driving, and they were able to modify their sensors to use in detection of symptoms for the virus. And those are just a few companies that we saw benefiting from this crisis. And I know it's very sad, but I know you've heard that saying, never let a good crisis go to waste. So my main point here in addressing this is that most of your companies out there today believe in that. They believe that you should never let a good crisis go to waste. So they're going to jump in and try to make money off of it, regardless of whether they're doing something that legitimately helps or not. Bionano, however, is able to help legitimately, and we can take advantage of the opportunity. We're going to have an opportunity to make a lot of money with this specific stock if that happens again. Now, I hope it doesn't happen again because it's definitely not worth it, but if it does happen, this will be one of the stocks to go for and one of the stocks to hold. All right, so what I have to do, ladies and gentlemen, because this video is getting over 10 minutes now, and I don't want to have it be in over 15 minutes because then a bunch of you drop off. So until you guys can commit to watch longer videos, what I'm going to have to do here is I am going to include the main event, which you guys all came here for, which is that new update that nobody else is talking about on YouTube. But unfortunately, I will not have room in this video to discuss some very important things that I intended to discuss. So what I will do is continue working while this is uploading on the rest of the video, but I'll publish it as a brand new video, and it should still be several minutes long, so keep an eye out for that. And I'll go ahead and give you a little sneak peek and tell you what that's going to be about. It'll be about none other than ARK Invest, but specifically it's not going to be Cathie Wood. We're going to be talking about Simon Barnett today in this next video. Simon Barnett, and he is a genomic analyst for ARK Invest. Now, where all these rumors started about ARK buying Bionano were through conversations with Simon Barnett that other people were having on Twitter. Now, he is showing some interest in Bionano. We will discuss that in this next video. Remember, I mentioned it previously in this video, and that does have something to do with why I think also that ARK may buy this company or shares of this company, but I've got a specific timeline for when this will happen and why, and I want to share that with you in the next video, but that's just going to be one of the things. The second thing I'm going to share with you guys is recently we've seen that a YouTuber came out, and he is one that spoke with Simon Barnett through Twitter, and he kind of gave his interpretation of other things that Simon Barnett was saying on Twitter, and I believe some of those were in the same thread there. Also, another big YouTuber came out, Sam, and he gave his comments on that and kind of his perspective. So I agree and disagree with what each of those two other YouTubers said. There are some points that I agree with, but others that I do not agree with, and for very specific reasons. And I believe that I have the evidence to back it up. And that's what I intend to show you guys. But I do want to make it very clear that, nothing against these two other YouTubers. One of them I don't really know. The other one is Sam. I am familiar with Sam. He's on the grind, man. He's been busting his butt and really doing it to it. He's pretty awesome, actually, and stays on top of stocks. Often beats me to the punch, which is kind of annoying, but, you got to respect a guy like that. So what I will do, though, is put links down in the comments below, not in this video, but in that next video that I'm talking about, so that you guys can listen to it all and kind of make up your own mind and make your own decision. But what I would like for you to do is let me know in the comments of that video what your thoughts are after you watch it. So without any further ado, though, let's go ahead and wrap this video up. So guys, tell me very quickly, how many of you have listened to the Backstreet Boys? And I promise this is related. You're going to think this is so funny, but this is related. I'm not just wasting your time here. Do you listen to the Backstreet Boys? Do you even know who they are? Well, if you're my age, you've probably, heard them once or twice. If not, if you're one of these new kids on the block, so to speak, then you may not be familiar with the Backstreet Boys. So I suggest that you do get familiar with them if you're not, because this news is about the Backstreet Boys, but it's also about Bionano. You see, there's a connection between the Backstreet Boys and Bionano. Are you ready to know what that connection is? Well, sit back and relax, because we're about to talk about it, baby. But listen, before we get to talking about it, let me remind you to please hit that like button if you haven't done it already. Poke it, okay? Do it gently. And for goodness sakes, I want you to join my growing family if you haven't done so already. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and you can join me on my journey to, well, make a lot of money. It's that simple. And in return, I'll join you on your journey to make a lot of money, because I'm going to be helping you do it. So let's get started. Well, Nick Carter sent a tweet out to his fans the other day, and in this tweet, he included a link. The link just happened to be where his fans could sign up for the Symposium. What Symposium, may you ask? Well, it's that Symposium where January 11th through the 15th, Bionano is going to be presenting some information which will obviously turn into catalysts. But let me warn you, okay, and I've told you this in the previous video, and I'm going to tell you again in this video. Usually companies like this, and when I say companies like this, I mean just penny stock companies, they have to do a lot of dilution in order to survive or just to have money to do big things with. And in this situation, I think this company has the technology. They've pretty much updated their entire business model. I mean, I've got a lot of high expectations for this company, but what I'm going to tell you now is that they will do some share dilution. They're going to do an offering or something because they really need the money, and I don't think that's a secret. So usually, these things happen before a big catalyst. This Symposium is expected to be a big catalyst. So all these shareholders, even traders, are holding through it or into it, expecting big things, big catalysts to come out. Well, the problem is that the companies know this, and they know that the share price is going to be pretty high, about as high as it can be up until the point of some information being released that's going to run the share price even higher. So in other words, the catalysts that are expected, or, the uncertainty of expecting a catalyst that may do something has already been baked into the share price, which would explain why the share price has been so much higher and running. But the company's going to take advantage of this by diluting the shares at this point. And any company that doesn't is simply an idiot. Now, I know that a company can't be an idiot, but I would then argue that every person that works for that company is an idiot because they need the money. They're going to use that money to make more money, which is what we want to see as investors. But if you're just a trader, it really sucks for you. So that's what you have to pay attention to. But let's go ahead and finish up this video by talking about what all this means. So in addition to him sharing that link to the Symposium, he typed up a tweet that says, and I quote, "I'm going to sign up for this Symposium and watch next week. I'm interested in learning more about how this device could help change people's lives for the better. I guess our album, #DNA, took me down this path, laugh out loud, #genetics, #health, #cancer, #Saphyr." So here's the big deal, okay? In his tweet, he puts the Saphyr in there, and I don't even know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry, y'all. If somebody knows how to pronounce it, let me know in the comments below. So he's tagging the Saphyr in this thing, man. That's a big deal because this dude has a large following. I mean, I was reading some of the comments, and it's like all these chicks that are like pretty much jocking this dude, and they're like, "Oh, Nick, you're so sweet. Oh." But, you know, there's some actual science chicks that are on here talking about how they're so glad that, you know, he's so scientific. Well, not exactly, but that he reads a lot of articles, and he talks about, I guess, different technologies a lot. And that's what I'm assuming based on these comments that I've been reading. But anyhow, he's going to be going or attending the Symposium, which is a pretty big deal. And I'm sure that he's got a lot of influence because he does have a large following, and he can get some people investing in this thing, which will drive the price up, and that's good for us. While I have you here, I wanted to quickly tell you about the brand new First Trade app, available for mobile or PC. The platform will give you access to powerful and easy to use tools and allows you to trade with less restrictions, zero commissions, zero fees, and you can use the first link in the description below to download a free stock today without having to deposit any money. This will greatly help out the channel and is always appreciated. And now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Congrats, ladies and gentlemen, you've made it to the end of the video. If you like what you watched, make sure you subscribe because I put out videos just like this one every single day. And please do me a favor and smash that like button if I helped you in any way, because it really goes a long way in helping the channel out and keeps me motivated to make videos every single day. Now, there's a lot of work involved, a lot of research, and a lot of time and effort into editing and putting these out daily for you guys. You can subscribe from your screen right now, or if you want to watch one of my other videos, I'm sure YouTube has some good content picked out for you on the left-hand side of your screen now. Thanks for sticking it out with me till the end, and I will see you guys in the next video.